Take the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, John. We'll back to the wool press. Young Jonathan Hicks here. I believe he's a school teacher by trade and a physical personal trainer by afternoon time. But this man here on press number 2 is a professional wool presser. First time he's ever been in this house. So Morgan, we've got a new man here on press number 2. I'll talk a little bit about him because you know Jonathan Hicks very well. He's a whanaunga, he's a relation of yours. But this guy here, first time to the Golden Shears, and he qualified in the men's semifinals. He's not a bad start first time up. So give us a little bit of a whakapapa about the man here on press 1.
I'll start off with us. All us white boys aren't related. We might all look the same, but we're not. Jono grew up just down the road from me, and we all learned to press and shear together in the wool sheds around Masterton and the Rangatiki. Jono was a bit smarter than the rest of us, so he's actually gone on and he's a fully qualified PE and social studies teacher, I think. But he presses in the weekends and after work with his family. The Hickses are a strong shearing family in Masterton, and they shear a lot of his sheep around the district. And he's got a good style, he's got a good clean pattern, he studied it. You notice he made that camel earlier, getting his wool stacked up so he can grab a great big armful quick in a hurry and get it in the press.
Okay, just down here waiting for a green light in the shearers.
Waiting for the green light.
Shearers onto the board, please. We have a green light. Okay, first heat of the senior shearing, sponsored by Agrifert. Timekeepers right, judges, competitors, go. Righto, we're off and going. This is the class for shearers that are capable of shearing up to 365 in an 8-hour day. And it's good to see these guys. This grade actually shears a lot of sheep throughout the country. The biggest number of shearers are in the senior grade, and they'll be pumping here. They want to make it through to the next round. Patio, Brian from Norsewood, he's up first off leg, but Nigel Tomlin, the man from Carterton, just down the road, has taken the top knot off, and around the back of the head he comes. Waipakarau's Mohi Gray right in behind him. Here we get Edmonds from Gisborne. Graham's dropping down into the first shoulder now. Catherine Maluli from Matawai up in the Gisborne. Opodiki dropping into the long blow. Beautiful control on the sheep at the moment for all the shearers. Geordie Hawkins down there, the local man. Stand number 6. Swooping up that long blow. Big long blows coming in right from the middle of the back, right up behind the ear. And now they've all hit the money side. And a big welcome to Gerald Spain, who's up from the deep south here once again. Gerald, we're in for an exciting time here in this senior shearing elimination round.
Yeah, definitely, John. Yeah, it's great to come up here, of course, and a very warm welcome to everyone in the audience. It's just such a great honour to come along to the Golden Shears, whether you're a commentator, an official, or a competitor. So every time at the Golden Shears is very, very special. Tomlins, number 1 out of the way. 5 of these to be shorn. Why 5? Well, that just gives them more of a chance to really make sure that we've got the right 18 going through to the semi-final on Saturday morning. Meanwhile, this woman down on the Catherine, down on stand 5, is a beautiful style there. Takes the top knot off. Slowly steps up the neck, and that's a good idea just to get that dead right. Fires those shots in there. Up and round the ear she goes. Point system stays the same, folks. If you're just new today, what's happening up here in the shearing is it's 1 point for every 20 seconds of time, and they get points on the board. That's why the judges are up there right now, keeping an eye on them. That's what we call second cuts. Quite self-explanatory. It's when you cut the wool in half and then you take another cut from the other half you've left on. Okay, that's from not keeping your bottom tooth flat on the skin, but of course very easy to do with a live sheep that's got lots of corners and bumps and little valleys and peaks in it. That can happen. So that's what they do, and out the back they go down the porthole to a series of judges out the back, and then the sheep is tipped upside down onto its tail, where the judges have a look underneath, and then from side to side, looking for wool left on, in and around the head, in and around the body, or ridges on the body, which is really a second cut that hasn't been cut off. It's been left on the sheep to grow another day. So that's what it's all about. So the least points is the best. So you can keep an eye on this board upstairs here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on that up there. It is giving you an accumulation of points. Hello, Flora.
We'll come across when you've just switched off. We're going to come across to the wool pressing because we're getting down to the business end, ladies and gentlemen. This is the pressure coming on, and this guy on press number 1, Jonathan Hicks, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone 5 minutes and he's bringing down the pressure. He's put the pressure on the big Māori boy here on press number 2, Eddie Ha. Ronnie Eddie Ha had his work cut out of him because we're gone 5 minutes and this man on stand number 1. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to take out a gym membership. Just go along and work for your local shearing contractor and you'll have a body like this man within the first week. This guy is all muscle on muscle and he's put it down. Ronnie's just got a little bit of tidying up to do. Morgan, where's this Ronnie up to?
I think Ronnie's got a good 180 kilos in his bale. He's putting the time into cleaning up. He's not having any wool in his ropes. It's all safe as he can make it. Cam's got it. Jono's got his crank down done, and he's having a clean up now too. He's just going to lift that top box off, and he'll be pushing the pins through and clipping the bale up. He's got a little bit of a head start here.
He's going ballistic, Morgan. He's under it, but look at this. Ronnie comes down with a wool press. This man is Jonathan Hicks, Morgan. He's cleaning up the big Maori boy over here, Morgan's.
He's got a tight pattern. He's got the skill. He might not have the power of a Maori boy, but he's got the pattern to make up for it, and he's got the quick footwork. He's running. He's flying around that press, dancing away. Look at those legs go. Look at the hands fly. He's punching the pins in now. Got 5 pins to punch through the bale. If he's got the plate down flat, they'll go through easy. If he hasn't, if he's got a bit of an angle there, they'll be hard. But you see those pins, they just slide straight through for Jono. He's doing it easy with a bit of concentration.
I think Ronnie's going to struggle to catch up to Jonathan Hicks. Ronnie's got his work cut out for him. Did he have enough nitro to have? Did he have the big cup of tea this morning? Because Jonathan Hicks went for a 6-kilometre run this morning, whereas Ronnie, he's puffing a little bit. The sweat starting to come on. This man hasn't got any perspiration. Well, look at him. He walks through. He must have been a dancer or something. He's like a bloody ballet dancer. He's bouncing around everywhere, Morgan.
He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee, old Jono.
That's the one.
Maybe he was a boxer in a former life, but look at that man go. Ronnie's pushing his pins through now. They're going through easy too. He's set his bale up right. Or maybe he's just making it look like they go through easy. Those
I
big
think
shoulders.
He's sneaking up on him actually as we're going along. This guy might be running around like a chook with his head cut off at the moment. He might be going a little bit too fast and he's covering ground that he's already been over because Ronnie's coming back at him with every stroke of the pins there. Oh, Jonathan, look at the face. Get that bale nice and neat. Not too far away from that last heat. They've got another sheep to shear up there. We'll just finish off the wool pressing, guys, because we're coming to the end of it. Ronnie Eriha, ladies and gentlemen, from the head of Taunga, Hastings District. He's getting left behind because this man here, he wants to make the final on the stage this evening. Jonathan Hicks wants that red ribbon. He's putting the finishing touches. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is about 9.5 minutes for one press, and that's not a bad thing. Let's see how this Jonathan Hicks pulls up. Look at the muscle on this young guy. He works his way back to it. Morgan, he's just a little bit finished up now. Hurry up. Look at this. This is the kind of man you want to marry, girls. He's tidy in the house. He can cook. He can do anything. Rolling up. Now he's getting ready to pull the bale out of the press. Give him a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting ready to put up his hand. Jonathan Hicks.
He's got to brand that bale. Put his hand up. He's making sure his press is set up for the next competitor. He's cleaned up. He's happy. How fast can he write? He's used to writing on that blackboard. As a teacher, his kids can read this. Anyone can read this brand. Off he goes.
Whoa, smoking.
But Ronnie, he's cruising along. He's got the quality. He says, I'm happier with my bale weight. I've got exactly 160 kilos in there. I don't know if Jono, if he's got enough wool in there. There's a lot left on the floor here. We're going to have a weigh off soon.
Oh, I can see they're pretty busy down there in the pressing. But we've had 8.5 minutes of shearing gone, and our first man off was Nigel Tomlin up here on the front. You'll see the blue figure starting to come up now. That means that the time has been taken. And then, of course, the yellow figures will come up when all the sheep have been judged down the bottom. The time points is 25.7 there for Nigel Tomlin. He's got an average of 6.4 on the board. That's demerit points per sheep over his 5 sheep. And, of course, the pen count is 17.6. Neaking up there a little bit.
Ronnie Ediha, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go and weigh these bales, guys. 160 kilograms is the required weight. Let's have a look at this Jonathan Hicks. 160 kilos, Jonathan, we're looking for. Can we put it back on again, guys?
Oh, he's worried.
He reckon
He
it's
wants to double
just
check.
not quite sitting right.
He wants to double check. You backing that man? You got money on him.
153.5 kilos. He's 6.5 kilos off. Not too bad. I think it's 5 points per kilo. 160 is what we're after. Let's see what the big Māori boy has done over here. Ronnie Ediha.
One 162.5. 2.5 kilos off. He's got a good eye. He was right to be casual as he clipped that bale up.
Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. 162.5. Well, John McBride, that was pretty damn good, but we got the big man coming up, Jeremy Goodyer.
Yeah, you'll be working hard to keep up with that fella. He'll have it out in about 5 minutes. We're still waiting for our show. Now we've got the Australian. Yeah, we're doing pretty right. We've got 6 shearers up there. Hurry along, guys. Keep this show floating along. We can all get some lunch. Okay, we've got a green light. Shearers on the board. Five of these big woolly monsters to shear once again. Okay, timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Ooh, we're off and racing in this one. Cody Beck from Taramanui in the King Country on stand number 1. Adam Morton for Wairarapa. On 2. The big Australian Dale Murphy on stand number 3. A bit of a Taranaki lad, David Gower on stand number 4. On 5 from Huntley, Lee Cheney. And David Gordon, the local Masterton man, down on stand number 6. Some of these shearers have been doing quite well in the shows. Young David Gordon's no stranger to going through to the next round, so Cody Beck, and he's done away with the old shearing belt. He's got the braces on, like they all used to wear many moons ago. Takes the weight off the hips a little bit. He drops into the long blow now, snooting along, but the Australian might be just slightly in front. No, David Gow there on stand number 4, coming across the shoulder. Rolling across the shoulder now with the Taranaki man, keeping the pressure on the rest of the field. Remembering that the time points up there on the board of the first column. You get 3.6, 3.7 in time, so that means a minute and 20 seconds are gone now for 4 points. Then, of course, the average number of second cuts is the board points. That's when they cut the wool staple in half. The farmer wants the full length staple, so demerit points are taken off for cutting it in half. Then, of course, the third column is where the zeros are at the moment, is the outside judging, for that's any wool left on or bruising on the skin. The outside judges have got a good keen eye out there, and they're underneath the stage there working away. You don't see them throughout the day, but you'll see the reflection in the scoreboard and the total when they've done their job. Well, Gerald, heat number 1, 8.5 minutes or so. The pace will pick up. I thought they got away to a good start, but didn't carry on in the pace.
Yeah, very, very much so, John. They were very, very keen on getting into that pen. They had that catching pen door open, and then they went and quickly delivered number 1 to the stand to get into it. But they're setting just a good steady pace now. 5 to be shorn, so plenty of time to iron out a bad one. If that's what happens up there, you get a bit of a kicker. Plenty of life in these sheep. By jolly there is. Murphy hits a long blow, lining that up all the way from Australia. Great to see them all got their singlets tucked in. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you see that live streaming. See that big tally upstairs. That's what's going all around the world. Every corner of the globe, there'll be people watching that baby there. In this case, it'll be Dale Murphy. So make sure your dress code is really good. Besides all that, for a good old, not a safety reason, but longevity, make sure that singlet's tucked in. Make sure you've got a belt on with some braces like Beck. Keep that back nice and warm, because it's doing a power of work for you. And you don't want to catch a chill in your back or your kidneys. That's why you keep your singlet tucked in and keep it warm, because it's a busy part of the body. That's the other real good reason. Gower from Taranaki, commonly known for the dairy country. John Washer country up there. I've brought a few cows off him. Obviously still a lot of sheep hidden amongst the valleys and hills and bits and pieces that way. Down the first hind leg he goes. 1, 2 up the back. Beautiful style, beautiful style. Right back over the ears. Up the neck, into the side of the face, fires 2 in there, and then 1 wee short one, then starts lining up a big one. Lots of little different ways you can do that neck to clear it. Then starts pivoting that sheep anti-clockwise and starts getting ready to lie it down. Starting to get some good, encouragement coming from the audience as well. Murphy again, up the neck he goes. This Australian boy. Hey, look, they're used to normally shearing those big wrinklies. Wrinklies as in merinos. The ones that got a lot of loose skin on them. Got incredibly fine wool and a great market for suits and the likes. But very, very technical style of shearing. Whereas over here on the crossbreeds, it's about brute strength and getting into it. So it takes a wee bit of adapting normally. Over to you, Rick.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go into the second semi-final here at the Farmlands Wool Pressing, and we've got some top flight wool pressers here, Morgan, this morning. Who have we got here on press number 1?
We've probably got one of the most mentioned names at the Golden Shears so far, Cameron Hicks. He's come over from Masterton with his family, and he wants to be in the men's wool pressing final. He was in the pairs final last year with his brother. He wants to be the solo presser this year in the final. Here we go, Cam.
Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen, Cam Hicks. Press number 1. Press number 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is Masterton's own. Get it right. This man is tangata whenua. He lives, breathes in the Wairarapa. Whakate Ori Ori is the name of this town, and this guy comes from. He's won it more than 12 times, but this time, Jeremy, it's not open slather. You have to work. You've had a good run before. Now it's a clean slate. The Farmlands men's pressing for 2015 semi-final 2. Pressmen on your marks. Get set, go!
Ooh, there's a tactical move from Canberra. He chucked that Fadge. It's in position. He was going to chuck it straight in the box, but he's got his pins in now. See how tall he is? He doesn't have to get his feet off the ground to sit those pins up. And he's getting an armful in already. This is going to be a good tight race. The young gun versus the master.
160 kilograms, and Cam Hicks picked up 37 kilograms as he went away there. He's already got the wool pack down here ready to go. The man on press number 2, Jeremy, could be a little bit behind at this stage, Morgan. Jeremy could be a little bit behind at this stage.
I don't know, he's getting his tramp in early. He's filling that top box tight. That means the wool's going to come down easy. He's going to be 3 clicks down, is it for the crank down all the way.
Oy, what a big arm load there. We're going live, ladies and gentlemen.
Morena, Tama. We've just finished the open Woolhandling heats, the elimination rounds this morning. We had about, 38, 39 competitors this morning?
Yep, 39, yeah.
Yeah, so some really good displaying of woolhandling skills coming through from the old stalwarts like Inoroa, Uti Mason, Elsa Fleming, all master woolhandlers in their own right. And then we've got some newbies to it, Cody Hawkins, Kelly McDonald, and then you've got those ones that are just kind of breaking down the door, Marianne Beatty as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how these top competitors come through to the top 16, I believe they're taking this morning.
Yes, it is, Audrey. And also we've got that international flavour again. We've got a couple of Australians in there, Sarah Moran and another girl, Tara, and they were pretty strong this morning. I was quite surprised. They've been doing a few workshops with us in the last few days around Masterton with wool systems training. And, they seemed a little bit nervous, but this morning, when the pressure came on, they rose above it. And I was a little, I was thinking that we were going to walk all over the Aussies. We got that Trans-Tasman test tonight, New Zealand versus Aussie, and I was thinking, we got this, quite confidently. But yeah, I'm a little bit, I don't know, I'm sort of a bit shaken now after seeing their performances this morning.
Well, like we always know, at Golden Shears, there's usually victims arise out of our favourites or the ones that we expect to do well.
Yeah.
Talking to young Larry John, who's an intermediate shearer. Now, I understand he's had a reasonably good season to date, and yet he had probably one of his worst shears yesterday, and that's quite common at the Golden Shears. They can claim quite a few victims. And the woolhandling, I think there's a lot more experience and proven experience from our seasoned competitors, Kieran Herbert, Ronnie Goss. They're our New Zealand team tonight. The display, like you were saying, of the Australian woolhandling team, I think they've got our throws, the throwing of our crossbred fleeces down pat.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, I thought we might walk all over them, but I think they might pull out a few surprises for us tonight.
Yeah, so any Aussies out there, might not hurt to chuck a few dollars on your team tonight.
Sure.
But like you say, the Golden Shears, this is the biggest event in New Zealand when it comes to shearing and wool handling. And, it does claim the odd victim. Jeremy Goodger, he's a 12 times pressing champ. He only just scraped through into the semi-finals.
Yeah, but that's all you need to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're above that line, all it needs to do is just knock you up.
Yeah.
And that's what they're looking to do.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
It's not me.
That's right too. Some of them do it just to qualify, and then they really bring their A game once they get through into the quarters and the semi-finals and stuff. But it's all go here in Masterton. Wish you were here. but you can't be here, so the web, it's the next best thing in it.
Absolutely. We've got a Facebook page as well. Just want to give our Golden Shears Facebook page a plug. You send a message to these competitors. For me personally, I want to wish Te Matatini all the very best, especially Te Matapihi.
Nice.
They're competing tonight, so we wish them well down in Otautahi.
Beautiful. Yep, and I'd just like to put a shout out. There's a few people that have asked me to put a shout out for them. I don't know if I should be doing this, but I'm going to anyway.
Poro's not here.
Brett Meyer over in Victoria. How you going, bro? To my mate Wooly, bro. He passed away a couple of days ago. He was living in Mortlake. Rest in peace, brother. Yep, thinking of you. But yeah, there's some real good things going on at the moment. Look at these board points with these guys. I tell you what, it seems a little high to me, especially for the seniors. Really they should be under 30 points in total.
Well, I know there'll be a lot of seasoned competitors that weren't able to make it here. One comes to mind, Joanne Kumaro. We're thinking about you.
Yes,
wishing
Joanne.
you were here with us. Know you are in your heart. So, can't wait to see you again.
Yep, and if you're just looking behind us, you can see on your screen the guy with the broom. That's Jeremy Goodyear. He is the 12 times Golden Shears Open pressing champion. He's got a few brothers that press as well, and none of them have managed to pip him as yet. Vinny, who was the next closest, but he's gone dairy farming now, so he didn't get through into that semi-final. But there's a guy, Cam Hicks. He's about 6'5" as well. That could definitely give him a good run for his money. And Cam's brother, Jonathan, he's like a firecracker. He'll get stuck in there as well. So, it's all happening down here at the Golden Shears. Don't go away too far. We'll try and come in and talk to you guys and give you updates as to what's going on when we can. We've got the open shearing heats coming up in a couple of hours. So that's all the big guns, David Fagan, Dion King and Parata Abraham, who won the speed share last night. Darren Ford, all those guys will be there. So make sure you stay joined.
Sure. Now, you speak of David Fagan. I believe this is his last year of competition. He's going to hang his golden belt up.
Well, that's the word on the street. You said David Fagan is going to, he's had enough now. He's won 630 odd, open wins. He's, there's no one around that I believe that will ever be like David Fagan. But then again, who knows? There was a guy, Godfrey Bowen, that was around before David Fagan. There was Snow Quinn. These all names that were right up there, and then along comes this David Fagan. So, you never know. There's exceptional athletes out there, and a lot of these shearers, especially the senior grade that's going on at the moment, these guys have probably only been shearing for 3, maybe 4 years, and they're shearing up to 500 lambs a day. That's $500. So, if you're dedicated enough and physical, you've got to be the person that can get out of bed early, though, Audrey.
Absolutely. That's just part and parcel of our industry. All those early mornings, late nights, but we've got the test happening tonight, the first of the Woolhandling, the first of the Trans-Tasman test, the Woolhandling tonight. So I want to see some Facebook messages. I hope we get enough support to bring New Zealand home, because I believe our shearers are really up for it tomorrow night.
Yep.
I think the Australians are going to take it to the Kiwis in the shearing stakes. My money's on the Woolhandling tonight for the New Zealand team. But after seeing the performance of the two Australian girls, they're going to give us a good go. They're going to give us a good run for our money.
Yeah, well, I'd like to say I hope not, but yeah, no, I know that they will give us a good run. Yep, but yeah, the Golden Shears in Masterton, we had the 50th anniversary, 4 years ago, was it? 5 years ago. We're about 55 years, I think now, aren't we?
Right, yeah.
I haven't been around that long, Audrey.
No.
That's Cordell Mullins. Actually, he's got a few years.
Yeah, but we're going to catch up with you a little bit later on and bring you up to speed with what's happening.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Tomo.
Thank you.
Jonathan is probably a little bit more than a minute now, and this man is going to look at this neatly, pulls it out as he walks past. Look at the way it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Goodyear, out he comes with this beautiful Bale. Has a look around, the press is pouring off his face. Ladies and gentlemen, look, he just finishes off tidy as. Give him a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Goodyear. The Open Men's Semi-Finals, Morgan. Now the clock is ticking. Jonathan,
Cameron.
get in there, make some noise for Cam. Morgan, make a little bit of noise.
Jonathan's
Pressure
there
on this
cheering
man.
him
Come
on,
you're not
giving
out
him a
yet.
few tips. Here he comes. He's getting his job right. He's happy with his Bale weight. He's going to let the cap off, let the pressure off now. He's going to clip it up. He's going to pull it out, tidy it up, and he'll be done. He's not a whole minute behind. He's pumping along. The young fella, he wants to be in that final. He knows he's just got to, he can get through on quality. He'll get the Bale weights and we'll see who comes out on top, says Cam. Here I come. Don't rest easy yet, Jeremy.
Oh, back up here on the board as we almost completed sheep number 2. Heat number 3 on the board, Gerald, and they're stroking it along. They like a bit of activity in the shed. There's always a radio going, thumping away. There's wool handlers talking. There's no talking for the wool handlers, but the guys down the back have been putting the pressure on and the pressing. So it's the activity's still there. And these guys are just concentrating at the moment, getting the job right, and they'll fire up with a couple of sharp blows to quicken the pace after
Johnny.
number 3.
160 kilos. Jeremy Goodyear. 160 kilos. Woo!
That's pretty sharp, Gerald, isn't it?
I think we should weigh it again. I don't think that was right. It looks too light. It's gone. 160 kilos.
That's as good as it gets, all right, Goro.
Oh, how the hell did he
Unbelievable.
know that?
Back on the board.
Yes.
What's going on over here?
Oh.
Is there much action happening here in the stadium?
Broken.
Linton Palmer. Let's give you a few details on him all the way from Dipton. So that's from away down the deep south. Shears in an open gang down there. Makes a very, very tidy job. Big, strong fella. He's got a big, long reach on him as well, as he makes full use of that down that first hind leg there. Linton Palmer. Stand 5. She wants to do it a little bit of wriggling. That's not part of the plan when you've...
Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Cam Hicks. Sorry, guys, for interrupting, but this pressing is quite exciting, actually. We're going to weigh his Bale up now. We're going to see. Don't forget that other guy was 160. He could be 162 kilos. We'll see in 1 moment. Righto, Morgan. Bring the Bale over here.
It's a good-looking Bale. He looks about right. He could have tidied it up a little bit more. He's probably not happy with his final presentation, but it's all about the weight.
It's all about the base.
Ooh, 173.5. That's a good shed weight, but we want 160. It didn't look that heavy to me, but you get that in the competitions. The big fella's not too happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, give those semi-final pressmen a good round of applause. We only want 2 back, so give them a good round of applause. The open semi-final wool presses, and we'll find out who those guys are that are going onto the stage this evening. So back to the shearing, guys. Hey, and look at that machine. Doesn't that stage look very neat, you shearing guys? We've got the Lister shearing machines up there, the state-of-the-art machines, and we got Acto Agriculture to thank for that, haven't we, guys? They look really impressive. Suppliers of the Lister Nitro handpiece, and also distributors of the Super Shear equipment. Acto Agriculture.
They've just blended into the woodwork up there, all right. Certainly have been performing well here over the last couple of days. Down there on stand number 6 from Tamanui, we got Wanaki Wadi. He's just keeping the job pretty right. Pretty handy sort of a score up there as he rocks down over the shoulder on the last side. He's got 1 left in the pen. Linton Palmer from down on the deep south. He was in the pressing yesterday. I saw him have a bit of a go at that. Hey, look at the big, powerful shoulders on the man. He's been a regular contender here at the Golden Shears since he was a young fella. Jared Roundtree from Dargaville, long way north. By crikey. Not a lot of sheep left up there nowadays, and I was just up there back before Christmas, and a lot of dairy cows and a lot of pine trees. Into the long blow he goes. Gavin Kelly from Tie Happy. Well, that name's been associated with Shearing for quite a number of years, and good to see Gavin back up here have another go. That sheep's a little bit tired, but down the chute it goes. Gavin must have mesmerised the jolly thing. Tui Pene from Wairarapa stroking down that last side. Wasn't happy with the last handpiece he had on. He changed it at the beginning of the sheep. And he's getting a better cut now as he rocks across the last leg. Likewise does the Dwayne Ryan from up in the Pukekohe, the potato country. Oh, onions, you name it. He'll be right in. He'll be popular man when it comes to getting the old Tuckerbill ready for the final act tomorrow night, because he'll have a truckload of onions and potatoes to bring down. But they've gone there 8 minutes and 17 seconds, and they've got sheep number 5 almost completed. Gavin Kelly's halfway through it. Pressure on there from Waddy down there on the far end from Tamaranui. Oh, he might be in front slightly. Down the last side he comes, the money side. And the job still hanging in there. The outside points are, as we've noted, are just getting a little bit high when they've had the final judging, but you can only shear what's in front of you, and these sheep may be just the odd one that's a little bit dry now and again, Gerald. It won't get quite the cut.
Yeah, they'll start opening up as the afternoon and the heat of the day starts arriving. What happens then, folks, is that wool becomes more open, more loose. The lanolin in the wool softens up, and you can just pink them up that wee bit more, because I tell you what, you can't get away with anything here under all these bright lights and the watchful eye of the judges. Pene. Well, I tell you what, there's a beautiful one that Kelly put out, the second last one, and he pulled out a little beauty for number 5 as well. Made a good job of that. Kelly up there at 39.8 at this stage, still to turn yellow. This is the TV I'm talking about upstairs. That gives you an indication of all the points getting accumulated. Pene from Wairarapa, finishing touches, swinging the body, getting a bit of sweat pouring off him now, off the shoulders. Oh, that's a few nerves, a bit of adrenaline, bit of testosterone, all those things mixed together. Just to partake here today at the Golden Shears is nerve-wracking enough. Even if you've been doing all the circuits like Palmer has and Roundtree, it's still a special occasion. Ryan's wrapped up. Who'd that leave? Roundtree, the finishing touches down there of sheep number 5. Makes it nice and pink. Make sure the job's going to be right out the back. Down that hole, it goes straight into a little pen, straight onto its back again, where the pen boy will tip it up for all those judges. Give them a mighty round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. It's another heat of the senior here at the Golden Shears.
Heat number 4, take the board, please. Heat number 4, rock on up.
Kushla Abraham's lining up here for the women's wool pressing final as well. She's got a busy day ahead of her. She's hoping for a fair pocket full of prize money too.
What two? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we go across to the pressing stage here, and before you this morning is the women's wool pressing finals. What is the weight, guys? 160 or 150? 150 kilograms is the woman's targeted weight. But that's too hard. 160 kilograms, it's just gone up 10 kilos.
Okay, we have a green light. Can we start these guys up here first? Thank you. Shearers are on the board. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Thank you, Koro. Oh, Gerald, what do you think? Hey, a little bit quiet on the action here on the previous heat. We've got heat number 4 now. What are the names and what are their chances of making the next round? I know they've all got that number 1 shot to making the next round, but who's your favourite in this one?
Well, we start at stand 1 for a start. Yes, the top 18 is going to go through for the big shear-off in the semis on Saturday morning. But at the moment, it's all about just what's happening right here, and most of these lads will be treating this as they would in this prestigious event here as a semi-final. There is no give-me's at the Golden Shears. Floyd Neal from Tamaranui on stand 1. Up and round, cleaning the face up. You see him take 2 or 3 shots in there. We got Cliff Waihappy, and that's actually, Cliff is from Matara, way down south. He's been shearing a long time down there, a contractor down there, doing a fantastic job of giving back to the industry and looking after a lot of great youngsters down in Matara, giving them some goal-setting opportunities, keeping them in the shearing sheds, keeping them off the streets, and mentoring a lot of those young boys down there, and it's great to see. So good on you, Cliff. And he always turns up to these shows to support these boys. And one is Brett Roberts, of course, and you'll see him in the Open, and Marley Waihappy as well, and you'll see him in some of the lower grades. I know a wee bit about Cliff, that's why we have commentators spread from around the country. Crawford from DJ Crawford hits the last shoulder there from Gisborne. A lot of great shearers have come out of there, and he's down onto the nice and pink. Lifts that leg nice and high, and look at that onto the last side, the money side. Right out to the toenails he goes. Nice and clean. Let's go down one more. Daryl Caneen. Points out the ball, out the back. There's none yet because none of the sheep have been tipped over just yet. Coro, she's good to go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our sponsors here this morning, the Farmlands team. Kia ora, guys. Nice to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going on with the Farmlands Woolpacks New Zealand Women's Individual Finals, and on press number 1, she's going for title number 8, ladies and gentlemen, Masterton's own Fiona Healy. Give her a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. Fiona Healy. New name. It used to be a different name, but how's married life? She's got married and she's still, actually she's glowing. She's loving being married. This one is, she's just got married too and she's glowing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Abraham. These are the 2 young ladies that have made it onto the open Woolhandling. 50 kilos. 150 kilos. Take some deep breath. Morgan Lissington, our other commentator. We're going to get in behind you girls. You're both local girls. Kushla Abraham, Fiona Healy. New names, new girls. Timekeepers ready. Pressman, get set, go. Back to the shearing, guys.
And yeah, thanks very much, Coro. Working my way down the down to stand 5. Robert Mudgeway from Taihappy. He's been making a lot of finals as well as he bangs the undermine and then up and off the top knot and up the neck all in one sort of moving motion. And she wants to do a little bit of jiggling, so keep an eye on him. Down on the bottom stand from Gisborne as well, we've got Bevan Perry. 13.7 out the back now, 13.8, and a good clean board of 0.6. Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on that upstairs. It gives you all the information. Make sure there's no Hollywoods up there and someone's just doing a master blaster. Okay, you soon get found out here. Right, the neck wall's thrown nice and clear on the front stand here by Neil. Gets hold of the ear. Up and round there. You've got to have a nice clean head. Looking at those judges, it just stands out the back. Got to make sure it's super duper clean. And here we are in the senior A big thank you to Agrifert getting in here this year, a new sponsor. Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic to even have the opportunity to get involved or associated with the Golden Shears in Masterton. So thank you to you guys, and especially the effort you're putting into supplying fertiliser that's sustainable and looking at biological ferts and liquid limes and the things. So a big thank you there. Any farmers in the audience, sustainability is the key, so look into these products. They're not fringe anymore, they're well and truly mainstream of some of these other natural growth promoters you can have, and especially this biological stuff and all these carbons and things that are highly active and have the ability to hold water and nutrients longer. So thanks to Agrifert, super duper, and what an event to be involved with. Straight into the Golden Shears and straight into a senior shearing event. This is just fantastic. You're going to get a lot of mileage out there, which is all good, but I know you just want to be involved with the Golden Shears. Right back to the board, John. Number 4 arrives on stand 1.
Yeah, we're just looking at Daryl Kineen's shear, the Wairarapa lad. A very quick hand on him as he glided across that sheep. The sheep wasn't that kind to him when he was sitting down. Whoa, the old jolly handpiece was still running as he ran into the pen. And now the sheep has sensed, oh, this fella's upset, I'm going to play up as well. But Floyd Neal, the big powerful young man on the front stand here, he's got sheep number 4 on the board, and he rocks into the first off shoulder, the most difficult part of the sheep, right about now where you need that elbow. You notice Harry's got his left foot tucked under the shoulder blade. He'll have the knee hard in against the brisket, and the powerful hand of his left hand just turns that sheep's head as the finishing touches to his long blow. Now he comes onto the money side of the sheep, tidies up that brisket. Oh, the judges outside will be trying to get everything off they can. May as well take it off on the board. You only get hit once. There goes Cliff Wairarapa. He said, damn it, that machine is not cutting to the perfection I want it to. So he puts a new blade on. The old bog iron. Down the belly he goes. Sheep number 4 for him. Sheep number 5 on the board for Mudgeway, the tie-happy lad. And he's starting to go away from the field a little bit, is he? Pressure on. Down towards that first off shoulder. Belly coming off for Bevan Perry down there on the far end. From Gisborne. Beautiful, easy style these senior shearers are showing at the moment. TJ Crawford from Gisborne up around the back of the head. Wairarapa's right on his case. 3 blows behind him. Floyd Neal, 5 on the board for him. 5 on the board and 3/4 done for Robbie Mudgeway from tie-happy. Coming across the shoulder. Down and over the flank he comes. Working away at it under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. In goes Daryl Kineen for another one. These senior shearers have got 7 minutes and 45 seconds gone. 3 shots to go, and that one's going to be out 7 minutes and 50 thereabouts.
That was a super shear, John. Of course, he has made a lot of finals in the circuit round New Zealand, boarding up to today. And
you can see he's only got a 2 on the board there in the second cut count.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to make them, but he's also won a few as well, so 29.5 at this stage. Super sheer. Look at the physique on the man. He's got no fat on his body. He's huffing and buffing. You can see they're excited, aren't they?
Hell, I thought I was looking in the mirror.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Long time ago.
That could be another life as well. Kineen up and around the ears. He had that one that come out bouncing around like a wild pole Dorset. Those pink nose things, all right. Plenty of fire. And they just get pumped up. You see the back legs were flying. But anyway, he got rid of that one. He's forgot about that. That's water under the bridge now as he moves on to sheep number 5. Crawford from Gisborne pulls out his last and final one. Cliff Wairarapa actually from Matara. Down towards the fertiliser works. Talking about fertiliser before. 1, 2 big shots up the back there and off for the top knot. In the first flank there goes Crawford. Works the left hand as one's got to, whether it be a second shear or a full wool or a Lambo. You've got to stretch that skin or you'll take it off when you fire that unseen blow. Well and truly down that there shot underneath all the wool. So you just got to do the thing and do it right. Work that left hand. a big, big welcome to all the school children that have been here this morning and they're the ones that are here today. So big thank you to all the parents and teachers that have brought you along, and great to see you here at the Golden Shears. Great part of New Zealand farming industry is that, or even the population as a whole, is that great connection in between the cities and the rural sectors of New Zealand, and how we're interlinked. And it's good to start at a young age to show them the backbone of the rural community, and that's the shearing of the sheep. All these sheep in New Zealand have to be shorn, and innovation's been a wonderful thing, but they haven't invented anything to get the wool off these sheep just yet, like a robot of that. As Cliff Waihappy goes in for the red button. Crawford, down he comes. It's a bit like a robot, but in this case it's not. It's a person, but it's just robotic in a sense. It's the same thing over and over again, right out to the toenail, ladies and gentlemen. Sheep 5. Give them a mighty round of applause. That was a super, super heat.
Heat number 5 to the board, please. How they going down there in the pressing? The ladies are, looks like they got a fair bit of wool off the floor.
Well, they've gone for a higher weight for the women. It's gone to 160 kilos, which I thought...
Hi again, Tuma Mullins here, and I'm joined by Neil Cross. Neil is the sponsor of the senior shearing. Neil, just a little bit on your products, the fertiliser and stuff that you use.
We're running down the biological track of fertilisers. A lot of liming. We've got very good lime products, but very good biological stimulant products.
Right.
They're getting very common now in agriculture, and it's just a matter of getting out there and telling farmers about it, really. But more looking after your soil, letting the grass grow more naturally.
Right.
Putting your nitrogens and phosphates on through the leaf, through seaweed-based fertilisers, and the vet bills go down. The animal health goes up. All those sorts of things are bonuses.
We were talking a little bit before about the more modern age farmers. They are working a lot smarter. Especially with fertilisers as such. You put fertiliser on, you get the better grass growth, you get a better animal, and like you say, less vet bills, because you've got a healthier animal. And I think that it's really great that Agrifert yourself have come on board with us here at the Golden Shears. This is a great event. It's televised worldwide. And we hope that you will continue your sponsorship here with us, and hopefully you'll stick around, and we'll see you probably later on tomorrow night.
Well, that's the intention.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Neil Cross, Agrifert. I'm sure that there'll be a little link somewhere that we can click on to you.
Yeah, we're all on the
it's all on the Golden Shears page.
Well, I don't know about that part, but we can be.
Yeah, I think we should really put that on.
We can go for that, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Neil Cross. I think we're nearly ready with the next heat. Thank you very much, Toby.
We've got a green light.
We've got a green light up here, so we have shearers on the board, please. Shearers on the board. Stands 3, 4, 5. Pull them out of there, ref. Okay. Everybody happy? Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Heat number 5. On the board this time round in the Agrifert senior shearing elimination rounds. Around about that 7.5 minutes. It was taken the intermediates to shear their 4 sheep. Well, the senior shearers are shearing 5 sheep in that time. Oh, and just a bit of a rat of a sheep here. Margie Baines for Wairarapa on the front stand. Crikey. She'll be thinking this damn thing, I would like to put it on the spit. Later on, take it home and deal to it. On stand number 2, Paddy Atkins from up in the far north, up from Wellsford. Also from Whangarei, we've got Barney Woohoo there. On stand number 3, very careful as he puts the blow down the side of the cheek. And then, of course, we've got Alan Jones from Wales, another one of the Welsh contingent that had been over here. Strong representation in the intermediate field yesterday. More of the big boys here from the Welsh Isles as he rocks up the long blow. Doing the job pretty good is Thomas Lima from Levin. On to the last side. Will Smith also down there on stand number 6. He's from Nuhaka. He comes down and out to the flank. Good to see these people travelling from all parts of the country to compete here at the Masterton Golden Shears.
Yeah, it is all right, John. And the mixture we've got with the amount of ladies shearing as well in these higher grades, that means they're not just jumping up and doing 1 or 2, on the breaks and at lunchtime and the likes, and being a full-time wool handler. These are full-time shearers that are dedicated to the shearing industry, and it's not an easy job. You only get paid when you're working.
Gerald?
Yes, sir.
We've got the crank handle coming down, and Fiona Healy, marriage is not agreeing with her because she's run out of puff. Now it's Kushla Abraham that's going to bring down the handle. Kushla there. Fiona Healy didn't have enough breakfast this morning. You should have had cornflakes instead of steak and eggs. Round the top of the press she goes, and this lady here on press 1, make a bit of noise for Kushla. This is the women's finals, ladies and gentlemen. The finals, and these are local ladies. Morgan, this lady on press number 1, number 2, is really cleaning out the local girl. Kushla needs a little bit of support, ladies and gentlemen. Make a little bit of noise for Kush. She really needs it at this time. She's drawing on every breath now. Morgan Lissington has gone somewhere. Fiona gets to get the pins up now, but this Fiona, take a breath because Kushla Abraham is starting to perspire. Women don't sweat, but this woman here is sweating like a horse, ladies and gentlemen. The Farmlands Woolpacks Women's Finals for the year 2015. Fiona Healy, 7 times champion. Look at the style, the floor is nice and neat.
3 more clicks for Kushla Abraham. She's bringing it down. She might have been a bit over eager putting the wool in the box. She's got that bale tight. The job's tidy. She's got it cranked down now. She's coming for her pin. She's going to push them through. Lift the top box off. Here we go, Kush. Your family's all here behind you. They're cheering you on. Don't let them down. This is the final. This is your time to shine. This is your zone, Kushla. This is where you live. Fiona's pushing her last pin through, but it's all going to come down to the weight. How accurate's your guessing on the weight? 160 kilos in that bale's what we need. And back to the shearing.
Oh, we'll keep going with the wool pressing there all through sheep number 3. We got Kushla Abraham getting ready to put the pins across. The Farmland sponsored women's singles. These are the mountain women of New Zealand. These are the ones that should be playing in the front row of the Silver Ferns. You get a wool press and they'll just bounce off that, Morgan. This lady's getting a little bit behind. Where are the... Nuki Gordon and his family should be here. The mother should be here. Where's Pairata Abraham? Get another husband, Kushla. He's not supporting you enough. Well, we'll see about that because that guy won the speed cheer last night. They've already got a title in their house, haven't they?
Yeah, they're looking to fill their closet up with winners' singlets and their wallets up with the cash. Old Kushla struggled a bit pulling this press down. She's used to her daughter helping her crank it down. She's not used to doing it by herself anymore. But she knows the right way to go. 3 pins through, 2 more to come. Fiona's clipping up her bale. Kush is not far behind. I'm coming for you, Fiona. Don't you make a mistake because I'll catch you. I'm right here in the race. This is a good, tight final.
She's coming back at her pretty quickly, Morgan. Look, she's only just started pinning up the last side, and Kushla's putting the second to last pin in. Right across here, Fiona Healy reaching across. She's absolutely drawing on the last breath now. The electrolytes are ticking in for Fiona Healy. Sheep number 4 up there in the senior Agrifert senior elimination heats, and we're coming to the close of this women's singles title holder. 7 times champion Morgan, this lady on press number 1. This one here has been in 3 times. Is there going to be a change of the guard?
Is there going to be a change of the guard? These 2 pressed together last year in the women's pairs, and they won it. I see their names up on their old names up on the board. There, Kushla's going hard. She wants a title. She wants her Abraham name up on the board. But Fiona, she's closing her bin up now, and hand up, time taken for Fiona.
How long did that take down there in the women's pressing, eh?
15:55
minutes.
How many?
15:55.
Wow. That's a serious effort, 15 minutes of anything full on. If you're sitting in the crowd...
160 kilos. That's a bit hard for the woman, but you cannot say that in front of women.
No, we can't
You
say
get your
that.
head cut off.
Yeah, equal rights.
160. Well, the shearing's ticking away. We've got Kushla Abraham just putting the final 4 pins in. You're up to sheep number 4. We're going to go and weigh these bales, guys. So we'll let that run out. And at this stage, we're going to leave the lights on the women's wool pressing. The farmland sponsored women's wool pressing. 160 kilos, Morgan, is what these wool pressers have been asked to do. And let's go along and weigh up Mrs. Healy. Give it a look at her.
There looks like a lot of wool left on the floor there. How are we going to weigh up? Ooh, that is there's a big smile on Fiona's face. Give her a round of applause. 159.5. Kush is finishing up. She's got a little bit of a grin. What's she got in store for us? 160 kilos, a mark to beat. There's room for improvement on Fiona's bale.
She was half a kilo. No good, eh? That was pretty poor.
It's not. If you're Gordon or an Abraham, that's not good enough. We're here to win, they say. Pairara says, "Come on, honey, bring that money home."
Give her.
And time taken.
So, ladies and gentlemen, 159 kilo for the Mrs. Healy, the brand new Mrs. Healy. Look at the beautiful smile on this lady here on press number 2. Kushla Abraham, and she's having a yarn, looking pretty good to us, Morgan, looking good. They're having a bit of a uffy, a bit of a cuddle. Let's go and weigh this bale. Where's our bale man?
What's your guess for the weight, Kushla?
Lower than hers.
162, I reckon.
I'm picking it's a bit heavier. Looking at the wool left.
Come and read it out, Morgan.
This is our women's wool pressing final. We've got another smile, a bigger smile. 161 kilos. This is a good, tight final. Thank you, Kushla and Fiona. That was awesome.
Hey girls, the shearing's coming to an end, but that was the farmland sponsored wool pressing. They took the weight up a little bit, Fiona. What did you think when they went from 150 to 160?
Oh, I thought it'd be no problem.
Nothing's a problem to you, is it?
No.
Well, your job, you were a bit light, she was a bit heavy.
Yeah, she did well.
The bales.
Oh, sorry, the bales were a bit... He's a cheeky bugger. Well, girls, let's have a little bit of a word from Kushla Morgan.
Thanks, Kush. Thanks, Kush. It was an awesome race. It's good to see you keeping Fiona honest. You might have been a bit over eager, that extra handful you put in, but you always go the extra mile, don't you? What was your game plan?
Not to faint.
Or you achieved that?
Yeah, no, Fiona did really well. She's really hard to beat. She's practiced for years, so I take my hat off to her. She's done really well. Thank you.
Everyone, can you please give our wool pressers women's final a big hand? And best of luck to Kushla. She goes and competes in the open wool handling. It's the semi-final.
So if you're just wondering how that heat went, that's the yellow numbers up there now. Alan Jones from Wales is top qualifier of that heat with 36.002. So we've got a 60 up there, 63, narrowing our way down. Jones also had a good speed shear last night, so he's taking a bit of cash home there already and a bit of prestige and honour from the Golden Shears. Rightio, we're just waiting on our green light again, and we'll be underway in another one of these exciting heats that all of these shearers will be treating at least as a semi in most other shows. Great to see all these international shearers here. They're travelling the world. Once upon a time it was all about the Kiwis heading overseas, really to assist with the shearing of the sheep around the UK and France and Norway and the likes, because there wasn't enough skilled labour over there with the season being so short. Of a 6-week season, the skill wasn't there, and they wouldn't have got the sheep shorn. But over a period of time, it's went the other way. Rightio, John, we've got the green light.
Very good. Could we have the shearers on the board, please? Stand number 3, stand 1. Oh, come on, Selwyn. Put your lovely smile on and encourage that shearer to come out of the pen. Ah, no wonder you're smiling. You got Pauline. Okay, everybody happy? Timekeeper's right. Not ready. Judge. Where is he? There's been a judge in that pen. We can't have that. We only judge the sheep after they've been shorn. Not too much talking in there. We've got it sussed. Just making sure there must have been a sheep rejected, and of course making sure that only one sheep comes in. Get the right sheep number. We've got the all clear thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, this time, timekeeper's good. Judges, competitors, go. Okay, we're off and going here. Heat number 6. The wool pressing's just come to a little bit of a standstill at the moment. Jacob Moore from Martin here on the front. Stand number 1. Benjamin Hodder from Featherston on number 2. Our Canadian lady, Pauline Boulet, on stand number 3. From Temuka, Brent Langerel. On number 4, gently going down the first off leg. Sheep just starting to flinch a little bit. Is the gear cutting right? He's starting to think about now. From Levin, we got Michael Ralston on stand number 5. Mikel Extabarria on stand number 6.
1, 2.
From the Basque Country. International flavours all over the place here at the Golden Shears. Crikey, they just love to come out here and have a crack at the pinnacle of shearing, the Golden Shears in Masterton 2015, and we welcome them here and hope they take away some lovely memories and not too much of our cash, Gerald.
Yeah, well, look, speaking as experience, we let these shearers sort of shake in. Been over to the UK 6 or 7 times myself shearing, and the plan always was we watch the dollar, and yes, we're going to get, if the dollar was high or low, we're going to get $3 a sheep. If we shear a few of those Scottish black faces, and we're going to do 6 hard weeks, and we'll bring $10,000 home, and we'll do all these sorts of things. And not once yet, John, have I brought a penny home from overseas. So we have great intentions when we hop on the plane to fly around the world and make money. But oh no, you get tangled up with the locals and you're having a good time and you feel like doing a Kentucky tour and a stopover on the way home in Singapore or the likes, and it leads on. And eventually all the money stays where it's supposed to be, over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going on to the Pears, the farmland-sponsored Pears wool pressing final for the year 2015. We got some big men here, ladies and gentlemen, that look good in any All Black team. These boys are pumped, primed, and ready to rumble. On press number 2, ladies and gentlemen, give these 2 boys a good hand. Brothers, 'Vinny' and 'James'. On press number 1, they are cousins, Conan and Willie. Give them a good hand, ladies and gentlemen. I reckon if you're still pressing after 6 minutes, you might as well go back and do the dishes in the kitchen, because this is how intense it's going to be. Farmlands men are here this morning. We're live streaming throughout the world over the internet. We've got the guys ready. Pressmen on, you ready. On your marks, get set, go. We're back into it already, and look at this, James and Vinny. Willie's going into the wool press, and Conan is setting up. Look at the size of the legs on this man, ladies and gentlemen. You wouldn't want him in the press. We want 170 kilos. Please correct that for me, 170 kilos. 170 kilos is what we need, 170 kilos. Here we are, we're going to go. We have only been going 35 seconds. John and Gerald and the big armfuls are going, and Conan and Willie are just picking it up now. They've got the big press. Up the press goes Willie. This is his first final. You should have put on the Lycra, Willie. Those jeans are going, those Levi's are going to hold you up. Conan has got the big armful. Oh, look at the big roll of wool going in there. Press number, that's 100 kilos just gone into that wool press. There he is. James is going ballistic. He's looking hard. What's man? He is just primed. He's pumped. Where is my man? Where is Morgan? He's got to make a little bit of noise here, Morgan, because James is going flat out. Round the top of the press. Sheep number 3 up there. We'll just stay with these pressmen for a little while, guys. It is the final. It's the Farmlands final, and he's getting ready to put on the cap. The boys on press number 1. I think the Goodyear boys are in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Where's a little bit of noise for these Masterton boys? Conan and Willie. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, but let's see. No, the Goodyear boys have picked it up already. They're back in the front. He's going to roll up the wool. Here we go. 2.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and the bell's going up now. Here he is, the boys. 100 kilos gone into the wool press. Let's see how they go into the wool press. Arms are going flat out. Vinny is the champion from last year, didn't make the cut this year, so he's really out on a mission. He's going to do the business, and at this stage, how's the time, girls? 2 minutes, and they're getting ready to bring down the handle. We're going to see a record bale press here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on it. They're really tidy, making the most of it, because the boys, the younger guys, are on press number 2. These are the old guns here, and the younger boys are cleaning them out now. Up goes the handle. What has he done? Is he going to press the pins? We'll find out. Down he goes. Vinny Goodyear, ladies and gentlemen, the brother James. The younger one has to do all the cleaning up around the top of the press. Conan goes up with the van. Round he goes. Out of the way, Willie. Here comes the red. But look at these guys, ladies and gentlemen. Bring on the big stuff. Down the limit. Here he goes. 3.5 minutes has ticked by. Vinny Goodyear up the top goes. James goes around. Look at it. The pins are getting ready to go in. Have a look at these guys working away, ladies and gentlemen. A good presser in New Zealand is worth about $35. Well, these guys are really worth all their money. They put up the jugs, they boil the kettle, they fill the oil bottle, they fill up the pans for the shearers when he says, Shibo! Here they go, and now he's going to put the next one in. One more to go. Conan, how are you going over here? Conan is really getting, but these boys, these Goodyear guys, ladies and gentlemen, look at the way they're going. Handsome big fellas too. Here they go. The better he comes over, he pulled it up a little bit hard. It's all about safety. Safety comes into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now this man, Willie's just taking it down. He's sweating like an animal. Conan with the big stuff comes in. Here he is. He's looking at making sure it's going down nicely. Down it is, but the Goodyear boys are pinning up. The time is 4 minutes has ticked by. We're going to see a bale pressed under 5 minutes this morning. Let's see how we go. It takes me 5 hours just to tramp the damn thing. Down they go with the brand. The handles are coming. Conan and them are getting behind, because these guys on press number 1, ladies and gentlemen. You got You're going to give them a big hand within 1 minute because it's going to be all over. Here he goes. The wool press is coming out. Running back there. A record time for a Bale press at the Golden Shears. The farmland-sponsored wool pressing competition. These guys are they going ballistic or what? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have a look around. Give them a good hand. Whoa. 4 minutes and 50 seconds and we had a Bale
You've
press.
got to be joking.
Never seen that fast,
Check
fast,
that
John.
clock. Check that clock.
We'll go back to you guys and we'll come back and weigh these
Sheep
bales.
number 5 on the board at the moment, on stand number 5. Down under the shoulder. Jacob Moore from Martin coming across the shoulder on the last side. Pauline Bale has got sheep number 5 on the board. Sheep 4 on the board and almost done for a man on stand number 4, Brent Langrel. But there's the finishing touches from Michael Ralston from Levin. Very tidy young shearer by crikey, and he's got the job done very nicely and an average of 1.6 on the board. That's pretty sharp. Touch of the button there for Jacob Moore from the Martin man just up the road. And he'll be happy enough with his pen at the moment. Just depends how they're going to judge him outside. Yellow figures will come up and that'll tell you. They've got Estebaria down there on stand number 6, get the sheep out the hole, get the clock shut down, mate. That's the story. 27.4 in time. Remember those time points. There's 3 points per minute. That's 1 every 20 seconds a shearer takes to do the job. And then, of course, that's the start. And then the next column is the number of second cuts per shearer, or per sheep, sorry. Number of second cuts per sheep. Second cutting the wool fibre. And then the pen points is the judging outside the finished product. Down the last side here comes young Horror from Featherston. Hits that little twinkle star button there and a blue flashing lights. And you can see Michael Ralston's got a 33 in his final judging. Pauline Bale completes the job on stand number 3. All the way from Canada. Breathing heavy. These are sheep are very strong and fit. I saw them before and they say they're really testing these young shearers out. Here comes our man Brent Langrel turns, but it looks like the pressing's getting ready to weigh up down there. Koro, what's the story? Oh, the old story, don't turn the mic off. You can never turn it on when you want it. And how heavy's Koro? 152 kilos. He reckons I'm not that heavy. Just a little bit of worry about the weight.
He's not sure about it. He's saying that's not right. That big tea you had last night, Goro.
Whoa. Whoa.
There's a lot of talk over there, John.
There's a lot of head shaking and they're all gathering around like flies.
We're going to go upstairs for the third umpire.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Goodyear boys went like the doctor and their time was a fantastic record time. The weight is a little bit under 152 kilograms. 8 kilos they've lost. 18 kilos. 170 was the target, 170 kilos. They came in at 152. Conan and Willie, 175.0. 175.0. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be quite interesting because we've got a winning time. Slower, but they've got the Bale weights on their side. So we'll leave it up all to the mathematicians. Please put your hands together for these wool presses this morning. They've done very well. And we're going to see the men's final this evening up on the stage. So it's going to be all packed action-packed this evening here at the Golden Shears. Thanks to Farmlands, our sponsors, and we'll just now turn the lights down and take you back to the shearing.
On the board. We've got a green light, guys. Come on. Thank you. Stand number 6. We've just got the 5 competitors this time round. No shearer on stand number 6. Okay. Stand 4, please. Come on, Dylan. Oh, he's got the referee in there. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you can't have the referee. These sheep have been sorted and sorted and sorted. I've never seen such an even line.
Okay. Thank you. We got timekeepers right. We have the 2 finalists in the men's singles. We have Jeremy Goodyear and Ronnie Iriha for the Farmlands Woolpack final. So Jeremy and Ronnie. Oh, a little bit of a difference in the point score, but it'll be interesting.
Ronnie's first visit to the Golden Shears.
And he's in with a chance. Okay, we'll get these guys away. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. Heat number 7. And Morgan's just come out of the pressing arena. Morgan Lissington, he's our newbie on the commentary team. Morgan, exciting stuff down there in the pressing. But it's good to be back up watching where the wool's harvested right at the front, at the coalface.
This is the action. These are the superheroes of the shearing industry. And we've got some up-and-coming superheroes here. Ethan Pankhurst, he's been winning this show circuit. He's been in every final this year, I think. I don't think he's missed one. Scott Wilson's right there behind him. They've been shearing every day together at work around Masterton and in the shows. They've been neck and neck, winning show for show. Scotty's been in every final with him. Scotty beat him in the last couple speed shears. Last night he got second to Alan Jones, and the night before out at Tenui, he got first. He's a quick, fast shearer. But don't look past these other Masterton boys. Dylan McGruddy behind him there. He's another Masterton local. He's shearing away. He's got the quality. And Aaron Bale, he's here too, the boy from Wairarapa. He's been in the seniors a while. He knows how it's done. And he's saying, you young fellas, you better go if you want to beat me.
Yeah, that's a story, Morgan. You got it all right. By jolly. Some of these boys that are making all these finals, it could be very, very interesting on big final night when you got local yokels like Pankhurst, who's been making them. McGruddy's been making them all. And as you said, Wilson as well. But it's nothing like, hometown boys starting to make finals and going hammer and tong, ding-dong battle going on a big final, and you get that crowd in behind them because of the families here, everyone's dotted around, all their mates have come down to make sure the story is true, that he's not going to start talking colour TV when he's, a couple of years down the track when they're having a couple of drinks and he starts saying what he'd achieved. They said, well, I wasn't quite that good, mate. I was there live. I was, sending you a bit of love and really getting in behind you. So it's going to be very interesting, hey, but don't get ahead of yourself, Gerald Spain. There's a lot to get through before you're going to make the final. But going on the past, and it's really down to on the day here at the Golden Shears, chances are we could have something like that going on. McGruddy spins it round to the long blow, lies it down, lines it up, cleans off that first shoulder. There he goes into those quick little short ones. Onto the last shoulder, Pankhurst goes. Now this man, keep an eye on his board upstairs. Pankhurst has a super, super clean board. He has pulled off with his job phenomenal wins from sheep down, as in he's not the fastest man off the block, and he's been whipped in the odd final here and there as far as speed goes, but he takes the top podium. So he has a super clean job on the board and a super clean job out the back. So the Master Blasters in the senior grade are starting to arrive. It is a difficult grade, ladies and gentlemen. This is your last hit before you go to the Open, but it's a bit like playing Senior B rugby. You've got a lot of these senior guys that have been around for a long time that have come down into the senior grade and not quite made premier. The old dogs, they're in there as well, but they can pull it off the odd time. Then you got the youngsters that are just full of power and strength, and they're trying to, blast their way through, trying to find out what their full potential is and what they may be able to achieve. So plenty of action starting to arrive, John.
A lot of action, all right. We're getting down through these heats now. Just another one to go. So as we rocking, there's Pankhurst into the long blow. He's reading in the paper the other day here when I arrived in Masterton. He's the local hopeful in this grade. I don't know who was paying the reporter, but he's well worth his weight. This guy, he's been in the competition, the top echelon of it, right through the grades in his younger days, and he's up here with a good as chance as anybody here today. Into the long blow, you can't leave it all in the wallet. You've got to open the wallet and use all the tricks. Round the back of the head for Scott Wilson, down under the shoulder he goes. Difficult part of the sheep coming about there. Look, he's holding that head with his knee. Sheep's a little bit of a nibble on his arm as it just thinks, I want a little bit of that salt that's running down the elbows, he says, just to keep me going till I get off the truck again. Over the shoulders, Dylan McGrittigutty. Oh, he's right on the money as well. Sheep number 3, almost done for him. A little bit back off the pace is Joey Stevens from Ireland, but he'll be there when the whips are cracking right at the end. Morgan, I think these young fellas, they're just going to keep the pace going. Just coming on 5 minutes now, and they've got sheep number 4 on the board and underway.
Ethan Pankhurst, he's got building a good little lead. He's got the undermine off. But Scotty Wilson, he knows he can catch him. He's caught him at work. He's caught him at the shows here, and he's got a clean pattern. He's been farming his pen. He's picked the tough girls out first, and he's saved some little honeys for last. Look what he's pulled out here. It's a beautiful sheep, and he's just powering into the undermine. He says, you better go, Ethan. I'm here, and I've got the quality. Look how clean that undermine is. That's just polished. He's got the pattern. He's got the concentration. Aaron Bale starting to sweat as he comes up the long blow on sheep number 4. He's going right there with Ethan. He says, don't you slip because I'll catch you. I'm there with you. I may not be as clean, but I'm just as quick. And I'm here to punish you if you make a mistake. Scotty Wilson dropping in the short, and he'll step over into the long blow now. Up he comes, folding that sheep round his leg. She's tucked in nicely. He's making her look small. His blows are economical, and they're taking every bit of wool off.
Yeah, that's what they do in the senior grade, all right. Stevens, the man all the way from Ireland, gets the leg right out of the way. We don't want those wrinkles under there, and works the left hand to tighten all that skin up. Now he's down to the fertiliser works, and then he bangs a couple of big shots up the undermine. Interesting sort of change of points of view when all these tourists come from all around the world to Shearing, New Zealand, because we're so set up with huge big wool sheds, huge big covered yards where the climate doesn't, you can't rely on the climate for a whole week's fine weather like down south where I come from. We have massive covered yards that can hold up to 2 days worth of sheep. We put them in there to keep, that way we can keep the sheep in front of the shearers. Over in Scotland and the likes, they can take portable trailers round and boards and all sorts of things along those lines. So it's a whole lot of a different system. But here he is at the Golden Shears. He'll talk about this one. Brushes the cheek wall clear. And down on the front stand, the man of the moment at the moment, Pankhurst. He's taken the top podium a lot of times, and he'll be hungry for this one. All roads lead to Rome, and all the shows lead to the Golden Shears. And this is a special occasion. The key is not to get yourself too mentally exhausted thinking about it, the planning that goes into it, all the, the thinking and visualizations. That's a super share, and he deserves that round of applause. Ethan Pankhurst, the local boy, the friends and family and the likes have already turned up. He's stopped his clock at a 21 29.1, and Aaron Bale at a 37.6. So we're waiting for those yellow tallies to come up, which will give you the final tally. Wilson puts out a little clean one. Look at that, baby. It's a little beauty. Down the hole to the judges. Dylan McGruddy. Hey, let's have a look upstairs there, how we're going. He's got a 31.4. We'll be taking 18 of these through. They're going to have a big shear off on Saturday morning. Down the money side he goes, McGruddy. He's made a lot of finals too, ladies and gentlemen. Right out to the hoof he goes, cleans all that leg up. The judges look at that. Sure, the wool's not worth much, but we want all the wool taken off. It all helps to pay for the shearing contractor and everything's involved in getting the sheep shorn. Another round of applause. He's got a lot of support too. And that leaves us Joseph Stevens, the Irish boy, working a sweat up. I know shearing can look like poetry in motion, ladies and gentlemen. You sit here, it's very mesmerising and hypnotic in a way. But I tell you what, as you can tell, they're working a sweat up. They are working. There's a lot of weight on their body with these sheep. They want to kick and wriggle and do your thing, and you've got to control them and make it look nice and easy. But in between times, that sheep right now has got a lot of pressure and weight on them, especially about there where they just don't like that certain spot when they're sitting on their tailbone. You got to quickly get off that. There you go on the journey home. Get the left hand working. Roll that sheep towards yourself. If you're in doubt, bring the head forward as he has. Once again, cleaning up the hock. That's a funny little spot, those back legs. You'll see they actually angle back on you and very easy to get caught up as Stevens did. Give them a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Another super heat.
1, 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the pressmen, there will be a presentation for the doubles pressing and the women's individual singles, and it'll be this evening. We're going to take you up on the stage in the big lights to give you a wonderful presentation on behalf of Farmlands. There's also the guys that have qualified for the singles pressing. We're doing that on the stage this evening. Jeremy Goodger and Ronnie Ediha. So that's looking forward to it. There's also been a request, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody is a massage therapist, if they could report to the ladies up at the top desk. If you're a massage therapist, a qualified massage therapist, there are 1 or 2 athletes that just require a little bit of titivation or a little bit of massage or working around. We've got Mr. Rick McLeod, who's halfway through his qualification, but they're actually wanting somebody fully qualified, Rick. So back to you.
Okay, ready, we've got the green light. Shearers on the board. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Just the 5 shearers this time round in the last heat. Lee Ronganui, the local man on the front stand here, number 1. Troy Christie from Alexander. On stand number 2. Corey Smith from Burakaya in the deep south. On stand number 4, we have Darren Alexander from out there in Tahora in the eastern Taranaki, Whangamomona. Karen Devane from Ty Happy on stand number 6. Now Kieran would have been the first guy to get his senior entry in to the organisers here in the previous 12 months because he's the last man on the draw card. So he gets the lucky spot of being the last shearer to get up here. He's got everybody in front of him now. I know what they've done. It's my turn. Get up there. I can nail this. I need to get through to that round 2. But of course, we'll deal with round 1 first on these 5 good, strong Wairarapa Romanies. Gerald, last chance of these guys. Pressure on all the way.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on, all right, and it's such a bonus when to make your show run really well and really sweetly. And look, that works well for Woolhandlers, it works well for everyone that's involved in the running the shows, and that is entering the show. So the committee themselves have a real good idea of how many are going to turn up for the day, and they can structure it. When it's an unknown, you don't know how many sheep you require, how much food you require, and all those sorts of things. So it's just great, and they deserve to be in these last heats and have that pleasure of watching the ones before for entering and committing to a show early, which is absolutely fantastic. Since it is the last heat, once again, just on behalf of Philip Morrison and the committee, I'd really like to thank Agrifert, a new sponsor this year, getting involved here and getting their name put in lights in amongst this senior shearing event. So super to have you guys on board, super to be involved with something that's sustainable, which is, the real key in the farming or rural industry at the moment, is making sure it's sustainable, whether it be staff or your soil health, of course, and that's where it all starts, especially with those biologicals and lime and the like. So thank you very much to you guys. And also I'd just like to thank the sheep supplier, Puparangi. Once again, the sheep standard at the Golden Shears here have been terrific all the way through. And a big thank you to you guys for all the work and effort that goes into preparing these sheep, making sure they're nice and sound, all the shedding of them, all the drafting of them, making sure that every single shearer that turns up here today has a very equal chance. So just making sure every shearer has the same chance to get through to the semis and the finals and the like. So a big thank you to the sheep suppliers as a whole. On saying that, lots of action up on the board. We'll get back up there for a wee minute. That's enough of the other stuff. Masterton boy on the front stand. Lee. Round towards the long blow he goes. From Alexandra, Troy Christie. Gets that leg out of the way, works that left hand, John, and gets that done. A man from Rakaya, Corey Smith. He's made a lot of finals around New Zealand. These boys, man, do they travel. If you jump on the computer and find out how they've been going for the year, John, they are really pumping some air miles out. Man, they've been around.
Wide Web, the 2015 Golden Shears in this lovely little town of Masterton, and probably the bottom of the North Island. And I have a special guest here this morning. He is the current manager, chairperson of the Welsh.
Down the porthole with another one. Not quite the sheen on that sheep. It's maybe just a little bit drier in the coat. But most of the sheep are coming out inky pinky, and they've certainly been well well performed here on the Masterton stage and done their owners proud. Up over the tail, they come down on the far end. Big top knot off. 3 little jabby blows. Probably could have done it in 2. Around the back of the head. Too late to change your style now. You may as well just get it over and done with and put as many blows in as you need. Up over the tail, they come here on the stand number 2. Pressure on. Rakaya. Oh, a little bit back off the pace. Alexander's still going pretty well, but it's going to be Ronganui first in here for sheep number 5.
Rightio, the master man. Let's have some noise for him, Ronganui. Ladies and gentlemen, I was talking about this grade being a bit like a senior B grade where you've got the old masters that are still in it that haven't quite made the open, and then the young thugs, you know, trying to power their way through this grade into the open and just walking past and grabbing a seat behind me. We've got the veteran, one of the last surviving members of the original open final here at the Golden Shears, which is Ian Snow Harrison sitting up behind me here. So a big welcome to you, Snow Harrison. And sitting beside him is a legendary also JJ Kringle, Jeff Kringle from down in Invercargill as well, and Snow's from Winton. So you'll see them share later on in the veterans. So a big welcome to all the veterans that have turned up here, the ones that have been there and done that. They're still healthy and fit and strong, and that still flows through their blood. And they come back here at all sorts of ages to have another go. There is an opportunity to have another share at the Golden Shears, and they're going to take it. So a big warm welcome to you, JJ, at this stage, and Snow Harrison. I look forward to the veterans later on. It'll be a great event. But meanwhile, back on the board, the last and finishing touches on the money side. There's the Snow Harrison just walked past me right here, ladies and gentlemen. This young, fit, sprightly young fella here. Just going to take a seat in behind me over here. Right out the toenail, this master man goes. The last and finishing touches are done, been there, done that. Now he's got to wait on the points for the top 18. Troy Christie from Alexandra. Up the neck he goes, round the back of the head. We're going to get into a bit of commentary. It's coming to...
Oh, welcome back to the 2015 Golden Shears. It's wonderful hot day here in Masterton, and we're looking forward to the countdown. We've got lots of neat things to talk about. The test between the United Kingdom and New Zealand, and David Fagan as he's announced his swan song. But our special guest in the studio this morning is Mr. Bill Jones. Bill has been he's been the big boss. He's been the kaiawhina is the word, the Māori word for manager, managing his team that have been here in New Zealand for the last few weeks. So Bill, welcome to the 2015 Golden Shears. It's a pleasure to have you here, and just give our audience an idea of where you come from and what's it like at home.
I come from a little village called Garth, which is about 6 miles out of Bilf Wells, where they hold the Rawaz show, which is the pinnacle of our shearing in mid Wales. I've enjoyed my time in New Zealand here tremendously. It's really cold at home at the moment, I think, so it's different to what the weather you've got here. But I've really enjoyed my time in New Zealand. It's been a pleasure to be the manager of the shearing team. The 2 boys that we've had over here have been a pleasure to work with, and they've improved so much in their time here, from the first test to the 6th test. They really have improved tremendously, and it's been a pleasure to be with them. A couple of things we probably can work on for maybe next year is maybe getting our gear perhaps sorted out a little bit better. It's very difficult to get a good comb to go on sheep, and I think with the right sort of equipment with our boys, I think we can be dangerous.
Bill, move the open aside in those lower grades, the juniors, the seniors and intermediates. Those guys, those United Kingdom boys are coming up, and we had our speech here, Motunui speech here last night.
Yeah. Alan
2
Jones.
United Kingdom boys were in there, you've got your guys coming up through there.
Exactly, we have. Yeah, we've got some tremendous young talent in Wales at the moment. We really have. We just need to nurture them, they're trained ever so well in Wales with the wallboard courses and everything, and then they just need sheep, and that's where they come to New Zealand, and they're well looked after over here with the farmers and the contractors and everyone. They just look after them so well, and of course the ladies, you know, the farmers' wives and everybody else, they just look after them so well. And
Can't do enough.
The difference when they come back from New Zealand is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Hey, just looking further, the Golden Shears is the pinnacle in New Zealand, and we've got the New Zealand Shearing Championships coming up in Tikawiti, and that's another fantastic show. It would be great at some stage. I know it doesn't fit in the calendar. You talked about the boys going to Norway and they're lambing at home, but wouldn't it be great if we had a 3-man team that came up, and similar to what we do with our Trans-Tasman and the Australian and the New Zealand rivalry is very strong, and that Aussie team that's here at the moment is great. But I think you've got the makings of some good shearers. They spend enough time here, and you're going to be very competitive, United Kingdom guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we would love to send a team here to Golden Shears, which is a wonderful, wonderful shearing competition, and to Tikawiti as well. I've never been to Tikawiti to the New Zealand champs there, but I'd love to sometime come over and just take in these 2 shows. Would be lovely. But we'd love to send a team, and maybe we can work on that and see what we can do. You know, it is very difficult with the boys going to Norway, as we said, and lambing. Of course, most people lamb their flocks in March at home, so it's very difficult. But we'll work on it when we get back to Wales, and we'll see what we can do.
This year, David Fagan has publicly announced he is going to be hanging up his handpieces and putting his mocks on a nail in his shed somewhere. So, and I've heard you quote that David Fagan is so famous. He's probably more famous in the United Kingdom than he is in New Zealand. So, how are you guys receiving that sort of news? And at the same time, he is actually permeating. He's just humming along. He's doing great.
He is. Yes, he is. This, I mean, like you said, the last 6 shows I think I've attended, and he's won them all. He's absolutely brilliant. He seems to get better. I think he's improved. His fitness is good, and his shots are so accurate and everything. He is really, really shearing well. We'll be disappointed in Wales